But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Watch, therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming. Our word watch in Matthew 24:42 is defined by Strong's as to keep awake. That is, watch, literal or figurative. It's derived from the root meaning to waken. Transitive or intransitive, that is, rouse, literal from sleep, from sitting or lying, from disease, from death, or figurative from obscurity, inactivity, ruins, non-existence. Now, here's something very interesting about these two words. The first is found 22 times in the King James New Testament. 22 is the number of sonship, or the sons of light, or sons of the day. The root is found 144 times in the King James New Testament. This number, 144, times 1,000, the number denoting a day, of course, equals 144,000. Coincidence? One must wonder. Here's another interesting thing about these words, especially the root. In the New Testament, it almost always refers to resurrection in some form or another. What's equally fascinating is that this word is found 19 times in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, where Paul discusses resurrection at length. 19 is the number denoting faith in hearing. Watch, keep awake, waken, sons of the day, 144,000. Faith in hearing. Did I miss anything? Might the first resurrection have something to do with genuine faith in hearing? Didn't Paul say, "Let us not sleep as others do," perhaps referring to a lack of faith in hearing? So what's my point in all of this? Please consider. Now, when he was asked by the Pharisees when the kingdom of God would come, he answered them and said, "The kingdom of God does not come with observation, nor will they say, 'See here,' or 'See there.' For indeed, the kingdom of God is within you." Then he said to the disciples, "Days will come when you will desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. And they will say to you, 'Look here,' or 'Look there.' Do not go after them or follow them. For as the lightning that flashes out of one part under heaven shines to the other part under heaven, so also the Son of Man will be in his day." What did Jesus say? The kingdom of God does not come with observation. Yet regarding the day and hour, or his coming as Son of Man, Jesus said, "Watch." Evidently, what we need to see, we will not see with our physical eyes. I am reminded of what Jesus said to Nicodemus. Jesus answered and said to him, "Most assuredly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God." Our word "see," Strong's defines it as to see, literal or figurative, by implication, to know. Now, let's think about that for a moment. When Jesus said "see," he was not referring to physical sight, but to inward perception. See what I mean? Yes, I said that on purpose to make a point. Let's bring this to the parable of the sower. "This is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. Indeed, in their case, the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled that says, 'You will indeed hear, but never understand, and you will indeed see, but never perceive.'" When the disciples asked Jesus why he spoke in parables, this is how he responded. Note that Jesus says seeing and see and hearing and hear, then follows with hear and understand and see and perceive. Friend, understanding and perception are within, where the kingdom of God is. "Watch," Jesus said, which refers to resurrection or staying awake, eyes open, and to faith and hearing, ears open. But wait, we're talking resurrection, right? This event hasn't happened yet, has it? Dear brother and sister, resurrection is not an event. It's a process. And yes, we're in it. It's the divine and universal principle of sowing and reaping, which has been working since the creation of the world. We have been distracted by tradition into thinking it's a rapture of sorts, an event, something we will physically see outwardly. Not so, my friend, not so. It's happening within. In light of our discussion, here's something to think about. After the Lord's resurrection, told that many bodies of the saints were raised and went into the holy city and appeared to many. Very brief description of such a phenomenal event, yet one that certainly stirs the imagination. So, ask yourself, did these bodies come out of their graves and tombs like Lazarus did? If so, you have to ask yourself how long these saints had been in the tomb. Have you ever considered that the physical body of Jesus was never seen after it was placed in the tomb? Yes, I know. Jesus appeared to his disciples with the wounds in his hands and feet, stating he was flesh and bones, not flesh and blood. And then he ate with them. But look what follows. Then he said to them, "These are the words which I spoke to you while I was still with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and the prophets and the Psalms concerning me." And he opened their understanding, they might comprehend scriptures. Of all the things Jesus could have said and done, we're told, he opened their understanding. He opened their eyes to see and their ears to hear, to know and understand and comprehend the scriptures. Was he preparing them to watch? Every year, millions gathered to celebrate the resurrection of Christ with all manner of outward effort and observance. But what is more important, these observances or the day star actually rising in our hearts? So, let's ask ourselves, why are so many watching Russia, China, Turkey, Iran, Israel, or any other country? Why are so many watching for Christ to appear in the sky? Do we not realize that the kingdom of God does not come with such effort? Look at Revelation 20, verse 9 again. We're told the nations went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. God devours the nations? If literal, how many billions is that? Do we honestly think it is literal? Yes, many do. Is this nuclear war? No, I don't think so. This is not literal in the sense of physicality. It's spiritual in the sense of spiritual warfare. While so many wait to see the outcome of Gog and Magog, when we're not even sure who they are, and so many watch Israel closely to determine the end of the age, we are asleep in the light. This is not what Jesus meant when he said watch. Now, don't get me wrong, there's certainly nothing wrong with paying attention to the world we live in and how things are trending. But the priority is not out there somewhere. It's in here, in our hearts and minds. Understand, dear brother and sister, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Come what may, when we're filled with his love and wisdom, we will endure. Are we in the last days? We are, and we have been since the day of Pentecost. Are we at the end of the last days then? Perhaps. Does it matter? What are we thinking will happen at the end of this thing? Do we honestly believe a rapture comes and God's wrath is poured out in such horrendous fashion as to dwarf the brutality and suffering of the past 2,000 years? Do we not yet understand that God's wrath is implemented by his law through his divine principle of reaping what we sow? And if there really is a rapture, who's going? Who will God vindicate? The Catholics or the Protestants? The Pentecostals or the Baptists? Who? And if judgment is still to come, who gets to reign with Christ? Who qualifies? I don't. Do you? Are we really so arrogant to think that God, who is love, will remove the light of the world as to what would be its most needful time? It seems quite the contradiction to his nature. The kingdom of God does not come with observation. Strong's defines observation as ocular evidence, that is, physical sight. Does not come, Jesus said. I'm sorry, but that pretty much settles the idea that there won't be a rapture. And yet, many hold on to this doctrine as though it's etched in stone like the Ten Commandments, oblivious to how narcissistic it paints our Creator and ourselves. So where is it we need to be awakened? It certainly isn't outside, but inside, in the arena of thought and thinking, of perception, understanding, heart and mind, knowledge and truth. And if this is the case, why would John receive visions putting everything on the outside and not on the inside where the real problem lies? Wake up, my friends. The church is not falling away. It did a long time ago, resulting in as much pride and prejudice as the world, leading to doctrines just as isolating as the political agendas which are rocking our world at this present time. The only difference is we put ours in sheep's clothing and expect people to pay for the privilege. Present reality, the now, if you will. May be a little difficult to get this, but now is eternity, for it is always the present moment. What the world needs now is love, the love of Christ. May God bless us with an abundance of it, that we might be a source of life, not later, but now.